Last interview we did, we had about 7 million views on that interview, and you even said, look, go down to my free newsletter.
Yep.
Do this, do that.
Absolutely.
How many of the 7 million people that watched the video will have done it? A percentage, fine.
Yep.
But the percentage that won't even, people message me, I'll be in London running an event for £1.
Yep.
And I'll say, come meet me. Oh, but I live in Bedford, it's a bit far. Okay. Like,
Well, then lose.
Yeah.
Then lose. This is my point.
You could say to me, Samuel, come meet me in Dubai. Even if I wasn't in Dubai, as it happens, we're in Dubai at the same time. I'll be like, man, I'll come down, I'll fly down, meet you.
Right.
It's no big deal. You just got to do what you got to do.
People don't give a shit. And then they expect someone else to give a shit more than they do. And this is the point I was making about John. John, if you don't care about your own life, no one's gonna ever care about your own life more than you do. You're just gonna perpetually lose and perma-fail.
Yeah.
That's all you're gonna do. You're gonna perma-fail.
Yeah.
And it's not my job to drag you up from the gutter. Like you said, free newsletter, fantastic. That still exists.
There we go.
CobraTate.com, you can sign up to the newsletter for free. 10% of people watching this are gonna take action and sign up.
Less than that.
90% are gonna sit there and go, I wanna be rich, and not even bother to type 8 keys on a keyboard.
Some people will have watched the first interview and they didn't do it, and now the second interview they're still here
And they won't
still
do
not
it.
doing it.
You know, this is another thing that's so incredible about the internet, and we'll tie it into your business as well, about the internet and about computers and these things. The dream, the primary objective of financial freedom isn't Lambos and yachts and these things. It's to not have constant anxiety, stress, and worry and complaints about health or having children or your mother needs you or your car breaking down. It's just knowing that all of life's little problems can be fixed because you have money, because you can pay someone else to fix them.
Yeah.
To achieve this dream, men in the 1800s would get into wagons and cross the uninhabited terrain or the unexplored terrain of the United States, risk murder or kidnapped by the Native Americans, risk malaria or typhoid, and they'd spend 6 weeks traveling from the east of America to go all the way out west. And if they made it alive, they'd buy a shovel and stand in the desert heat all day long, digging in the sand for little pieces of gold.
Yeah.
The gold rush, people lost their lives for a chance at financial freedom. And nowadays you say to someone, you haven't got to do that. You haven't got to go die in a trench. You don't have to take a 6-week journey across unexplored terrain and risk your life. You haven't got to do that. You know what you have to do? You have to type on a keyboard. You can be rich if you type on a keyboard.
Yeah.
Go to CobraTate.com, sign up for the newsletter, type on a keyboard. They're gonna go, yeah, later. How the fuck do you help these people?
Yeah.
What can I do? What words can I say?
Yeah.
And then they're gonna sit there and go, oh yeah, the government's gonna save me. The government is never gonna save a fucking loser like you. You're a fucking loser. You deserve to lose. I don't feel sorry for you at all, because when I had nothing, I'd do anything it fucking took.
Yeah.
If you told me I had to only type on a keyboard, I would have typed on that keyboard non-stop for fucking 72 hours, let alone 8 strokes. Most people who are losing deserve to lose.
Yeah, and that's just the first hurdle. They can't do the first hurdle. They can't get onto a program. They can't go on a website.
For £1.
Yeah.
They can't come to your program for £1.
Andrew Tate says it himself. If you won't spend £1 to come and spend a day with someone for £1 who's made tens and tens of millions of pounds from scratch, then you don't deserve to be rich. So I'm giving you a challenge right now. I am giving a day up of my time, and I'm inviting you to come and spend a full day with me for £1. And if you don't live anywhere near me, because I live in the UK, so I'm going to be doing multiple dates, I'm going to be touring across the UK, you can tune in over Zoom and do the virtual version. So there's absolutely no excuses. I'm going to show you how to make money from scratch, how to invest, how to protect your assets, and ultimately predict what's going to happen in the future, prepare for it, and get cash right now. You're making fast cash right now. That's what I'm going to be showing you all day. And guess what? It's not thousands of pounds. It's £1. Just to show you got a tiny bit of skin in the game. SamuelLeeds.com. Get your £1 tickets. Link in bio. There is no excuses. Wherever you are in the world, come or tune in virtually. I'll see you there. Back to the video. How are they going to be able to get a deal?
Absolutely, and this is the point. So I've reached the level now, and I don't want to be pessimistic, but you get to a point where you start to realize after a while, you look around you and go, people get what they deserve to some degree. There is some form of cosmic karmic justice.
Yeah.
When I meet the kids and people I went to school with who are the same age as me, from the same terrible background I'm from, and they have these same shit lives, I refuse to believe that their own decisions didn't keep them there. Yeah. You're in the same town, in the same area, smoking weed with no fucking money. We went to the same school. I'm one of the most known people on the planet with hundreds of millions. You have fuck all. You cannot sit here and tell me that your own decisions had no part to play in this.
Yeah.
Of course it did.
Well, this is what I said to people when I first interviewed you. I said, even if you don't like Tate, the guy's worth millions.
No.
Yeah, listen.
Hate never comes from above. Hate comes from below.
Yeah.
And I think also, like, there's going to be a bunch of people who may say, oh, I don't like Tate. That's fine. When you become a cultural phenomenon, when you become the most discussed person in every classroom and all around the world, when you get attacked by the Matrix and thrown in jail and you're the subject of conversations in Parliament, when you've achieved a fraction of what I've achieved, then you can sit there and start to have an opinion. Because for now, you're an anon account on the internet.
Yeah.
So fuck you.
Yeah.
Like, these people don't matter.
No.
And you know what these people would do if they saw me in person? Beg for a photo.
Right.
Because they've done it. I have seen people beg me for a photo, post the photo, and then someone sent to me, look at this guy, he posted a photo with you, and look what he said 3 months ago saying you're a bad person.
Yeah.
They don't give it, they'll just fucking type shit.
100%.
They're clowns.
Yeah, 100%.
They're clowns. Hate never comes from above.
Right.
Everyone I meet who's famous and successful, everyone I meet who's doing something with their lives, cool.
Yeah.
There's always just some loser, some bitter idiot in their house.
Where do you get your counsel and your advice and guidance and stuff from? Who do you go to, if you need some help with something?
Well, that's a good question, but I think that wisdom in general comes from the brutal feedback of life.
Yeah.
I think when we talked about self-accountability, if you have true, actual self-accountability, if you do not need someone to keep that one part of your psyche functioning, if that one part of your psyche is active, then it's like an AI learning machine.
For you though, it's different because you've got to where you got to, right? You're at the top. So people aren't going to be able to relate to a lot of what you're dealing with the media, the press. It's difficult to really get advice. Whereas when you're starting out, it's very easy to find someone that's 6-12 months ahead.
That's true.
So where you're at, it's a bit difficult to find. That's why I was interested.
That's true, but there is still going to be some common themes. Like, I believe there are some common themes of life that I have identified. Like I said, an AI learning machine. An AI learning machine, you give it a set of parameters, and then you set it off to learn. And then it learns by itself, and this is how it becomes smart, by sticking within the parameters. If you manage to turn on absolute self-accountability and perspicacity inside of your own mind, you're now gonna pay attention to everything around you and you're gonna self-learn. And I've self-learned a few basic things which turn out to be true, I would argue, across all socioeconomic brackets. And the first one, and perhaps I'm wrong on this, but I seem to identify this terribly destructive thought pattern in people where they seem to believe that their enemies will have mercy on them at some point.
Right.
People seem to think that mercy is coming. Like, a poor person sits there and goes, the government's gonna save me, or Trump's gonna come and the stock market will go up, or maybe I can get a loan when the interest rates go down, or someone's gonna give me something.
Yeah.
Someone's gonna have mercy on me somewhere. My sob story is so unique and so interesting, it's so different to everyone else's. Maybe if I just sit and wait, someone will have mercy on me. Or they'll sit and go, well, my enemy will have mercy on me. The people who are destroying my country are just gonna one day stop. They're just gonna one day go, we're done with destroying the country, we're gonna stop. Let me tell you something from personal experience. Your enemies never give you mercy. The people who lie about me are never gonna stop lying. The idiots who believe it are never gonna stop believing it. I'll beat every case, they'll still say it.
Yeah.
Asher D gets offered 10 million, he'll still sell me out. This is human nature. The government's still gonna lie about me, the papers are still gonna lie about me, they're never gonna have mercy. So what am I gonna do in that position? The only logical extension of that set of circumstance is to fight back with everything I have. That's all I can do, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't find any grit and they don't find any capability to fight against life's trouble because they believe that there's some knight in shining armor or some merciful gust of wind that is coming. And what did we say earlier about truth? You're more competitive if you look at your enemy understanding that they're never gonna quit and they're never gonna give up and they're never gonna be fair and they're never gonna play ball. How unfair is what they've done to me? I've never been convicted.
Yeah.
Ever.
And the media.
I've never been convicted of any crime in my life.
Yeah.
So I could sit here and say it's not fair, whang, whang, whang. Or I could sit here and say, okay, they play dirty and they fucking cheat.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna fight back with everything I got. When I was fighting professionally, and I'd go to fight in other countries, France or Serbia or Russia, if you got low blowed 3 times, they took a point off. So that meant I got 2 low blows every single fight.
Yeah.
They just kicked me in the balls twice. Why? Because they can.
Right.
That's how the world works. So a lot of people, I agree, perhaps I'm dealing with it at a higher echelon because I have a higher reward for solving the issue. I get a lot more out of life if I fix it. But you can look at anybody at any socioeconomic point in the ladder, and if they stop feeling sorry for themselves and stop hoping for mercy from their enemy, stop hoping for quarter from the barbarians which are at the gate, they're gonna do better and fix a lot of their problems and take absolute accountability like we talked about.
Yeah.